set it up where you can record people?
Yeah, I started it.
Okay, great.
I started.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. Okay, we are going to get this party started. If my agenda would pull up, waiting on that. Okay, here we go. So I am Jory Gelnet, and I'm the president of the PTSA. And our officers can kind of go around one by one and introduce themselves because it looks like we have some new faces. Oh, we got like 22 people. Very cool. Okay, go ahead, Ferry.
I'm Ferry Riar. I'm PTSA secretary.
Hi, this is Pallavi Kaushik, and I support Jory for Teachers Appreciation Team.
I'm Tarun. I'm VP of Events.
Hi, this is Taki. I'm Treasurer.
Hi, I'm Vivek. I'm VP for Fundraising. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pramila. I'm the Communications Director.
Okay, I think we got everybody. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so next thing we will do is we'll approve the agenda. So to keep the meetings going, we have the agenda approved so we don't have any additions or deletions as we go along. We do have a new business section. So if there is something that people want to talk about, we can do that in there. So is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion.
Okay.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Yes.
A second.
All right, second. Okay, so going forth, the agenda is now approved. So no changes or deletions will be made with that. And approval of the minutes from October 8th.
Great. I have posted the minutes of October 8 on our PT board for your review. Are there any corrections? If not, can I have a motion to approve the minutes of October 8?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Can someone second that?
I second it.
Thank you. The minutes stand approved as read and corrected.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so we always have an Academies of Loudoun report, and Mrs. Chang is here, the director of the Academy of Science. So I will let her take it away.
Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Excellent. Always like to make sure that the mute button is off. So October has been a very busy month at the Academy. Even though we're in hybrid and students are still very busy exploring, researching, collaborating, and innovating. On October 9th, engineering students in partnership with the Udvar-Hazy Air and Space Museum launched a medium altitude balloon from the Academies of Loudoun 1. AP statistics students chose relevant research topics related to polling and surveys for their response bias project. Very timely. Mole Day was celebrated very widely throughout the academies. For folks who are not chemistry inclined, October the 23rd celebrates Avogadro's number, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power. So October 23rd is Mole Day. So many classes, along with the research librarian and makerspace folks, made moles, created representations of moles of substances, as well as our chemistry classes, all celebrating Mole Day. Radiology technology students created some instructional videos applying their content knowledge related to flexion, extension, abduction, and adduction. Building construction and masonry classes are doing amazing work. The shed at the Work Street House has been framed, and the exterior mimics what the actual house is going to look like. So we're starting to see a lot of progress there. The National Consortium of Secondary STEM Schools had a virtual conference, and we had 4 staff members present at this conference. Student Services has arranged many college visits, virtual college visits, of course, including Christopher Newport, Johnson & Wales, Lincoln Tech, Penn State, Radford University, the U.S. Naval Academy, the University of Pennsylvania, and Virginia Commonwealth University. They've also provided a FAFSA workshop for parents and students. Academies teachers participated in the county-wide Professional Learning Day on October 26th, and many of our faculty presented and facilitated sessions for their colleagues across the district. We've held PTSA testing at the Academies on October 14th into 29th. And we've had a virtual Academies Club Fair on November 9th, and then another one is scheduled for this coming Monday. Yesterday, we had parent meetings for AET and AOS 9th through 11th and seniors to inform them about the coming changes on hybrid. A Connect Ed went out today that included the presentation from yesterday's meetings, as well as responses to frequently asked questions. The last thing that I'd like to say is that you know, faculty and staff are working really hard, and you know, they're doing an amazing job. We appreciate the parent support and the PTSA support, the sweet treats and the cookies that have been provided really lifted a lot of spirits and really helped the staff feel appreciated. So we thank you all very much for sharing that appreciation and continuing to support us.
So I just wanted to ask really quick, I've received emails today about there not being enough information about, like, from the presentation yesterday. So this was before the email came out. I've not received anything since then, but I did just want to say, is there going to be another info session or some other way that I've directed parents to, because I don't know the answers myself. So, you know, to talk to the Academy's admin, but I just wanted to know, do you foresee having another info session or some way to answer specific questions, and they don't all have to email you and you're flooded with emails?
Right. Well, I greatly appreciate you considering not flooding the inboxes. I don't know that we have scheduled additional meetings or town halls at this time. We scheduled them yesterday so that the home high schools could schedule theirs. We're hoping that the information that was shared today does answer some questions, but even though you're trying to protect us, please encourage families, parents, students, to reach out to the administration, their level directors, Dr. Pretty, and we will respond with questions. I'm certain that the information that was sent in the Connect Ed will also be posted on the website.
Thank you.
Sure.
Well, I won't even tell you what I was thinking Mole Day was, but I'm not the reason my child got into the Academy. So it's MOL, right?
MOLE. Yep.
MOLE.
MOLE. Okay. Well, all right. I learned that once in maybe in chemistry. Okay. Hence what I'm doing now in my life. Okay. Anybody else have questions for Mrs. Chang while she's here? Feel free to unmute if you'd like to do that. Oh, do we have somebody? Whoever G is. Okay. Looks like we don't. So we are good. And please tell the staff also to become members of the PTA. Where, you know, we've got this grant out there, and we've only had, I think, I don't know, maybe 13 of the teachers take advantage of it. So we've kept it open a little bit longer, and we will keep pushing that information out. And I hope becoming a PTSA member isn't the reason why they're not taking advantage of a $50 grant. But we are, and then with our fundraising efforts here, we are going to have some more money. So I'm just saying there might be some more money out there for some teachers are going to have a pretty sweet setup, you know, if they, you know, with this money we're going to have. But you got to be a PTSA member. So. Okay, I think that is all. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you're welcome to stay and listen to our exciting, riveting meeting if you would like. Okay, next we have Brian Benson from C2 Education. So as you've probably seen, and Vivek will talk about this in a little bit. We are hosting a virtual practice SAT test this weekend. So they're going to get a link, and Brian will talk about this tomorrow, I believe, and then you have 48 hours to take this test. We have over 200 students signed up for this, so we're very excited about that. And C2 has been a great partner of ours, and we just wanted to give them a few minutes to talk about what they do.
Awesome, thank you so much. Everyone can hear me, right? I got to do the mic check as well. Perfect. Jory, would you be able to just make me a host really quick so I can share my screen if that's possible?
Yeah, we can make you co-host. I think you can.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Actually, Ferry, can you make him co-host, please?
Yes, let me just.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much to Jory and to all of you for having me here tonight. And as mentioned, we've definitely worked with Academies of Loudoun over the years. And I personally have been at a couple of the past testing events where we've had over 100 students in person taking a practice test, all to raise funds for the PTSA. So that's been really exciting. And then this year we get a whole new set of challenges trying to do that same event virtually. So the verdict is out on whether that's going to be easier or harder, but we'll let you know when it goes off tomorrow on how well it goes. But I do think it's going to be a little bit easier being able to just send out virtual launch codes to all the students to take the practice test. So what I want to do tonight is just take a couple of quick minutes, tell you a little bit about C2 Education, what we do, and then share some of the knowledge that I have on college admissions, and then just leave it open for any questions that anyone has as well. So let's see if I've got the ability to share screen yet. I do, perfect. Okay, so I got a quick little PowerPoint, nothing too crazy.
Hey, Brian, I want to let you know that it will be very easy this coming weekend with that virtual test. And then just going to tell you, it's going to be great. We're not going to have any problems.
I know we've ironed out the in-person system over the years too. I remember the first one, it was like a
No, Brian, it's going to be great. We're moving on.
And Brian, if it goes badly, you will hear from a lot more people this time, 200 plus.
I know you are all plenty vocal, and I being the district manager, I hear all that stuff. I never hear the good things. I only hear when people are unhappy. So, you can feel free to tell me you're happy too as well. All right. So let me dive into this here. So my name is Brian Benson. I'm the district manager for the Mid-Atlantic South and Central. So it's pretty much all of Virginia and parts of Maryland as well. And I'm with C2 Education. We offer basically it's a blended or 100% virtual test prep, tutoring, and college counseling. Okay. So what we do, since 1997, so we've been around for a while. Excuse me. We do SAT and ACT prep with proprietary curriculum that we've developed over the years in reaction to the tests as they change. So we're constantly updating that curriculum as well. We do GPA support in almost all subjects. So that's the great thing about our program is it's, since we're college admissions experts, we know it's not just about the test scores. So we can support students in basically any class from AP Chemistry to AP Latin. I have an AP Latin tutor, believe it or not. So we've got you covered, and especially now being virtual, we have the ability to reach across, center lines, district lines, and even state lines to tap into experts at C2. So we do AP course and exam support. We also have proprietary curriculum for a lot of the core AP exams. SAT subject test support as well, if you're familiar with those. College admissions counseling. So all the center directors are certified college counselors, myself included. And part of the program is advising our students on how to navigate the college admissions process. And obviously, I'm sure you can imagine we're very busy with that part of our job right now. And then we do ongoing academic advising. So, even starting at a younger age, we're K through 12, obviously, we really start to see students using us in 4th, 5th, and older. But we help students understand what's important and what habits they need to build early on to make sure they've set themselves up for success in the future. And the great thing about the program is that we do constant monitoring of the progress through our diagnostic and interim testing and interim conferences as well. So when you sign up once a month, you sit down with the center director, go through the student's progress, see the teacher's feedback, and adjust it as needed. So it's not a set it and forget it program. And then we customize the program and approach for each student because, our firm belief and, obviously as people being at the AOL, one size does not fit all for education, right? You've got to be able to adjust and adapt for each student based on their learning style and where they're at. And we do this all through one-on-one instruction in a small group setting, and it's a maximum of 3 students virtually. Used to be 3 students in person as well, but we've cut that down to 2 people in person, obviously for safety measures and social distancing and so on. Okay, so talked about what we do. I gave you kind of just the elevator pitch of what we do, but I want to kind of spend a little bit more time tonight on, trying to demystify as much as I can on what the college admissions process is like for a lot of students right now. So I did a little comparison where I basically go through the normal college admission rankings of what a school is looking at. And then I'm going to compare it to really what this year is looking like for those of you that are have kids that are applying this year. So on a normal given year, the number one most important factor is your GPA along with the course rigor. So it's what is your grade point average and what are the difficulty of the courses that you are taking to get that GPA. Obviously, at the Academies of Loudoun, I think they do a phenomenal job of building in that course rigor. So as long as your students can excel in that course rigor and have a great GPA, you're pretty much set there. Next, you can see in a slightly smaller font, stressing the importance, you've got your SAT, ACT scores. So a lot of people sometimes do get this mixed up. If you were to choose one or the other, I always tell students a school would rather have a great student that's a poor test taker than a great test taker that's a poor student. So always encouraging students to have that work ethic to continuously maintain their grades is important. Then you've got SAT subject tests if they're applicable, depending on the school, the program you want to get into. They'll recommend or require those subject tests, usually 2 or more, if depending on each school. Then you've got extracurricular activities and community service. So what clubs are you involved in? And probably one footnote I should have added to that would be leadership positions within that. So it's not about being in 20 different clubs. It's about being in 3, 4, 5 that you're really passionate about and then taking leadership positions within those clubs and within the community. And then lastly, your college essay, along with your teacher and counselor recommendations that they send off with that. So that's what a normal year looks like, right? And obviously this is by no means a normal year. So I kind of wanted to just give everyone some insight on what we're seeing the trends are from the schools right now as far as how important everything is. So 2020 applicants, you can see GPA coursework is a lot bigger, right? And the reason being is that you can see by number 2, SAT, ACT scores, not everybody's gonna have them. And with the amount of tests that have been canceled, it's just not fair to hold too much weight on a test score because students have not had the same opportunity they normally would. Now, it's not dropped off the list completely, and that's one common misconception out there is that people are taking test optional to mean that I don't even have to take an SAT or ACT. That's not the case at all. A recent study found that over 70% of students applying to top 20 colleges were still submitting standardized test scores. So it will add something if you can do well and submit it, but at the same time, if you don't have it, I made it smaller because I don't think they're going to hold it too much against you this year. But again, we are encouraging students that if you can take it and do well, by all means do it because it's only going to add to your application. SAT subject test, you can see I made it really, really small because on that same thought, if the SAT is just limited on the amount of space and opportunity to take it, subject tests even more so. So I'm really encouraging students to prioritize their GPA and their standard SAT, ACT scores. Most schools have completely waived even looking at subject tests. You can see extracurricular activities and community service are a lot larger, right? Again, without the test scores, they're going to be looking at other pieces of the application even closer. And a lot of students ask me, well, what kind of community service and extracurriculars can I do during a pandemic? And that's really the greatest question, right? And that's the test of the difference of the students that are going to make something for themselves during this time and the ones that are going to sit at home and just play extra video games, right? So, I have some students that are literally starting chess clubs and partnerships with impoverished neighborhoods in one of their home cities in India. I have other ones that are basically putting together music groups to play live music outside of nursing homes. So it's that sort of outside the box thinking that's going to separate you from everybody else that's applying this year. So the big question is not basically giving up and saying there's nothing I can do. It's really saying what can you do and how can you think outside the box to still remain involved in the community. And then you can see college essay and teacher recommendations are also a lot bigger. again, with less to go off of the test scores, GPA, extracurriculars, and then what you say in your essay is really going to make the difference for whether you get into those really competitive schools or not. And that's one of the great things that C2 offers, is a really thorough college essay service. So for a school that's got a 20-30% acceptance rate, we know all the landmines and the red flags to avoid in a college essay to make sure your essay is standing out in a good way and can tip the scales for in your favor to get in. As far as next year and beyond, unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball, but we do see a trend from schools already saying that they're panicking a bit about how they're going to differentiate students without test scores. So a lot of schools are saying we are going to push students to try to get those test scores back in for next year. I do think it's not going to be an immediate turn back to the way things were, but it's probably going to trend back towards them still putting a little bit more weight back onto the test scores. So, you know, again, GPA course rigor is still going to be the #1 most important. So again, any student that's in 10th grade, 9th grade right now, just tell them to keep their eye on the prize and get great grades right now. SAT, ACT, still going to be important. Subject tests, again, a lot of this is still up in the air depending on what happens as far as cancellations of tests. If tests continue to get canceled at a frequent rate, you're going to see those things drop off a bit from an importance level. Extracurriculars are going to be important, but again, if they have more test scores to look at, it's going to be something else for them to weed students out before they even get to the extracurriculars. And then the college essay, teacher recommendations, those are always going to be important, because the way I like to put it for students is that everything else above that is basically just a number, right? Between one student and the next, you could have the same GPA, course rigor, test scores, extracurriculars, and then the essay is really where you get to show your character, your passion, your beliefs. You get to add the color and the vibrance to your application. So people often underestimate it because it is usually at the bottom, but it can often be the thing that will get you in or get you not into a school. So it is extremely important that students take it seriously and take time. So what is C2 doing during this time? We've created a really nice COVID-19 resource center that's full of webinars, info sheets, and it's completely free to everybody, not even just our students, because we're just that committed to making sure everyone stays in the know, right? So there's lots of great information here, and that link is there, and I'm going to put some of the links in the chat as well. I strongly encourage everyone just check out this resource center. It's really an amazing wealth of information, and again, it is at no additional cost. You don't even have to put in your information to access it. It's completely free. And then if you're looking for more information on our program, I want to keep this short and sweet. Please reach out to your local C2. I know we're doing that test event, and you're going to get the results, but I implore you, Rob Sharp is the center director. He couldn't be here tonight because he's in meetings this evening, but he is a wealth of information as far as college counseling goes. When your student gets those test results from the fundraiser, please take advantage of the consultation that comes along with it. No strings attached. He'll tell you some great advice based on the test scores, what the plan should be. And then at that point, it's completely up to you whether you want to use us as a service. But hopefully, seeing what I talked about here tonight, you'll at least consider using us at some point in the future to support your child, for nothing else, at least to have some clarity on the chaos that is college admissions right now. So that's it from me on the slideshow. And I don't know if I have time. Jory will let me know if I have time to maybe take a couple of questions if anyone has any.
Yeah, we can do a couple questions. If somebody wants to put it in the chat, or if you did want to unmute yourselves. I mean, shameless plug, my daughter does go there and she's a junior. And so it's her new club sport anyway. And so it's, if you know, she has really learned a lot and has been able to do with the tutoring, because she is well above my education level. And there's just different things now that they're doing that we didn't do 20, 30 years ago. So they have been great. And sitting, like the other day, we sat down with Rob, like he mentioned, and went through like 45 minutes of what she needs to do first, looking at colleges and looking at this and looking at that. And it was extremely, they've been extremely helpful in the process for us. So anyway.
I appreciate that. Yeah, sure.
Is it too late to register for the SAT practice test?
Yeah, for ours, for the one we're doing.
Yeah,
I believe the VAC, we've had to close that, right? Because Rob needs the.
Yeah, because they're already put in, but I will say this, that all you'd have to do is email that Leesburg@c2educate.com email and let them know you're interested. And then what you can do is they'll set you up with a test. And then if you want to make a donation equal to the amount, what is the charge for the test?
$20.
$20.
20, 30? Do I hear 40?
20.
20.
50? Okay. Whatever donation I think you want to make to the PTSA, right? Because that's what it's really all about. You can do that, and we would still set you up with a free diagnostic test to do that as well.
Okay, thank you.
We will talk about that in a minute. We are going to have some more tests coming up, but because of the amount of people and how the C2 has to set it up, they need the information days ahead. So we had a few inquiries today about it, but we just have to cut it off so we don't get stuck with not getting the information out. So did anybody else have something for Brian?
Well, everyone's got the college admissions thing figured out. I mean, I don't have all the answers either, so don't expect that I can look into the crystal ball and tell you what's going to happen.
I mean, you could put something in the chat. There's something came up. Oh, yeah, that was you. If you want to stick around for a little bit, Brian, maybe if somebody has some questions, you can see if something comes up in the chat.
Of course. Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it. And again, I'm looking forward to a smooth test event tomorrow. I know it's going to go well.
It'll be fabulous. Okay, thank you, Brian.
No
I
problem.
appreciate what you guys are doing for us. So, okay, we are going to move on to our chairperson reports. And so the first one is our business development area. And this is an area where in the past, what we've tried to do is like basically solicit businesses to see if they want to donate some gift cards for some drawings that we have, or some, or like in Tarun, we'll talk about in a minute, where we have this fall student challenge where the students are getting points and then they're going to redeem those for gift cards. Or if we were able to have some in-person things when we were able to have food we gave to the students, or events for the staff. So we're still trying to keep this program going. And so there were a couple people still interested, just because we are looking for gift cards for this fall student challenge. And I know it is hard with some of the businesses out there now and with what's going on, but sometimes even if a $10 card will help get somebody in the door, most people will order more than what is on the card. I mean, that's why Chick-fil-A gives sandwiches out all the time, because they know you're going to order a drink and fries. So anyway, depends on what people's comfort level is with going out to the businesses. So that's what our business development section is. And with that, Tarun, our VP of events, can talk about Fall Student Challenge.
Hey, so I'm Tarun. So again, the fall student event is it's ptsa.tech, and students can do a simple activity and get points for doing an activity. Then they can redeem the points for gift cards. So right now for our website is ptsa.tech, and we've gotten 400 views in the past week, which is pretty good. Then when it comes to submissions, we've gotten around 200 submissions so far, and it's been open for around a week or two, so 200 is nice. And today alone, we've gotten 30 submissions. So we're getting more and more submissions every day, and that's awesome. And my team is doing a good job keeping track of everyone's submissions and everything. Yeah.
Awesome, Tarun.
Yeah. Tarun, do you want to talk about what are some of the more popular things are you noticing that people are turning in for their A's on their report card, or?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, getting A's on a report card. Yeah, I've been lenient. I said that anything from last quarter also counts. So we just have a bunch of people who are sending their report cards from last quarter, which is cool. And then I think it's walking, like 10,000 steps is second most.
Okay. And they get points for being a PTSA member, so thank you.
There have actually been a lot of people who've done the PTSA one. Like a few people are registered for it, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, our numbers, we're definitely crushing it in the student department there.
So Tarun, my children wanted to know, like how many points will get them a gift card before they do anything.
Yeah, I'm going to add it on the website, like make it more apparent. But if you go on the Google form, it's listed on there. But yeah, I've gotten some requests.
What is your total points for a gift card?
You need, I think, 9,000 or 10,000 for a $10 gift card.
10,000 points.
And one person already got that many.
Okay.
Sorry, you need 1,000 points for a $10 gift card. Yeah. So one person got that, which is pretty fast. And many people are around 200 right now, so they're like a tenth, fifth of the way.
All right, very cool. All right, well, thank you. Any questions for Tarun with the?
So can I, Tarun, can I put the information out and say 1,000 points will get you a $10 gift card? Jody, what do you think?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think it's if you go to the website he had mentioned. I think he said it's on the Google form. So
Yeah, and I will put it somewhere like more apparent also on the website.
Yeah, that's fine. Hey, whatever it takes.
And I got all the counselors have posted the website onto their pages, and Miss Yeager posted it for her experimental learning group. So
yeah,
many people know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that today. Yes.
And that's why it's helpful to have a student on the board because they have the connections. So
I know.
So, well done.
You're rocking it, Tarun.
Yeah, well done. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Anything else for him? No. Okay. So next we have our MSAC reps. So is Kashfi, I think I saw you come on, or Anjali, are you guys, one of you here?
I'm here. Hi.
Yeah. Oh, there's Kashfi. Oh, excellent. Okay, she's another student. She's getting involved. So she's one of our MSAC reps. So you can maybe explain a little bit with MSAC and then give your report.
Yeah, sure. So this was actually the first MSAC meeting I actually attended, and it was really educational experience. I am definitely someone who would love to see more minority representation in Loudoun County and in the media, and I've always been a huge vouch for that. And it was really educational to see the meeting and see different points of view and what Loudoun County is doing, because a lot of the stuff that I'm about to present in the report I didn't know about previously, such as what they're putting into the curriculum to do with equity and equality. And I'm really liking some of the things that they're doing, and I hope you guys do too. So to start off, there was a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, in which they let us know that there is strategic training to engage educators in this anti-racist training, and it's continuing and it's underway. It includes these select and personalized programs and services, which weren't listed entirely, but they are underway. And secondly, there's also registration open for both teachers and administrators to sign up for anti-racist training. It's a 9-part series, and some of the highlights that they went over were that they need to do more than just developing culturally relevant skills, and that there's a heightened sense of urgency after last spring, and that it takes time to become the best educator possible. So I encourage you all to look into that. And this is just something that I found really interesting, just a couple definitions for both anti-racism, racist, and not racist. So one who is racist is someone who feels one race is superior and shows prejudice to other races. Someone who is not racist is the exact opposite, as much of you know, but one who does not feel one race is superior and does not show prejudice to other races. And an anti-racist is one who actively tries to eliminate systems that perpetuate inequities for students of color. And there was also a community outreach survey, and it was conducted by LCPS just to get a feel of the Loudoun County public, and it was shared with the Equity Committee. And there was questions such as, how often do you think about your race? And have you ever faced a situation where your race made you feel like a problem or uncomfortable? And it's an extensive list of questions, 7 of them and lots of answers. But if anyone wanted either the questions or the answers, I have them on hand, so just let me know. In the new curriculum, just to get into a little bit of that, moving away from the PowerPoint presentation, students will overall be taught about equity, and parents will be provided with the option to review the material that's being taught exactly, and they'll also have the option to opt out if they wish to. Right now, the material has not gone out quite yet, but I'll update you with more information if that does come to attention in the near future. There was also a really extensive Q&A section, and it was a lot of great points, and I definitely had a hard time choosing just a couple of questions to go over. But basically, I'll just go over what the question is, who said it, and what their answer is. So one of the questions was, to what extent do improvements need to be made in LCPS, and how much do they depend on equity? Eric Williams, the superintendent of Loudoun County Public Schools, said that equity needs to be the centerpiece of any improvement. So that'll be the centerpiece of our new curriculum. Secondly, the question was, students who are racist receive little disciplinary action. So what new ones will occur? Eric Williams answered once more, and he said there have been several revisions made. There are 3 that are punishable: hateful images to do with racism, hateful language to do with racism, and hateful action to do with racism. And as for punishments, there are several, like a range of punishments, even going as far as suspension if that's what the if that's what's needed. There's also going to be zero tolerance, which is just one word, but I think it's a really, really important word to be put into the curriculum. Instead of saying don't be racist, it's going to be there's a zero tolerance policy for racism-based bullying. And I think that's a really huge step. And just to get into a little bit of Islamophobia, a question was, what is your experience with Islamophobia? And there was 3 seniors at the meeting. Christian Johannes was one of the seniors, and he said that the Black Student Union is established, but there isn't one at his school like that for Muslims. And he said that there should be equity in how they're treated. Alina Hassan is another senior, and she said she just related a little story of how her teacher refused to acknowledge her turned-in work all year and forced her to do it again, exhibiting Islamophobia. And she wants to educate the students on these happenings and create a platform for Muslim students, similar to what Christian said. And another question was how to create a safe space for students to discuss their experiences with race. And the last senior, Samantha Jenkins, went a little bit into this and said that there needs to be minority student groups, and this would make her feel safer and more welcomed. And she said that you need to not only establish these groups, but acknowledge them once they are established and integrate the room and make sure that these lessons are brought to the attention of the entire public, not just those who are interested or show interest in it. Just 3 more questions, but one of the questions was, why don't we have Black and Brown teachers, and how do we make it more diverse in our school curriculum? And Pastor Michelle Thomas, who I had the pleasure of meeting previously, said that there are 4 R's to be able to do this. Recruiting through HBCUs, retaining in order to fix hostile environments and keep teachers, and diversify. Relocate, it costs a lot to live here in our county, so to provide relocation packages. Resources, we would work with federal governments to provide federal packages and eliminate student debts. And now there's just 2 negative questions, or at least what I viewed as negative questions, or like counter questions to what the curriculum is offering. One of them was, why is equity being pushed now for a pandemic? Should it wait till the school year starts up again? Kiera Jennings answered this question and said that we are still in school despite it being remote, and racial bullying is still occurring through Google Meet, and it's as important as any other form of bullying, and it needs to be addressed now. Equity in different languages needs to be addressed. And a quote that I found really important that she said was, COVID is a pandemic, but so is racism. And our last question is, are we prioritizing equity over the comfort of equity-reluctant parents? And Charles Barrett answered this question. He's a psychologist, and he said that there could be a larger we could have a larger group of people who are in support of equity, but we do have great leaders, and we are heading in the right direction, so everyone seems content with what's happening. Thank you.
Wow, that was impressive, Kashfi. You're just a freshman too, right?
I am.
Wow. Okay. You've got a bright future ahead of you, my friend. So that was impressive. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Kashfi on what she talked about with our MSAC report? Okay. Well, thank you. We'll look forward to hearing from you again next month. And so I appreciate you going to those meetings. I know they can be lengthy, but they're important. So
I loved watching it. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, and our next report will be membership. I don't believe Lata's here, but I do have those numbers. So, membership.
I'm here, Zoe.
Oh, you're here?
Yes.
Okay, great. Have at it, girlfriend.
Yes, we just need the total, am I right? Do you hear me?
You're muffled a little bit.
Oh, you want to hear the total count for each membership, right?
Right. I can read it if you want me to, but.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
My voice is not ready.
Okay. So we had yeah, I think you had 263 for individual and business memberships. And then we had 140 students and 56 staff. So those are still great numbers. I mean, we're 459. So, I mean, last year we were over 600, but with what we've done and how we've been kind of pushing membership, we're very happy with that. And membership is important just because it's an agreement that, yes, we agree with how the PTSA is supporting our school. It's not making you say you have to give X amount of money, or you have to do it by membership, but or it's not saying that you have to do so many volunteer hours or all this kind of thing. We just want to know that we have our community is supporting us in what we are trying to do for our students and staff, especially this year when it is pretty hard to see anybody in person. So, Lato, did you have anything else? She might be muted. So, okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. And we also did just pay, we do have to pay dues.
I think Jory is frozen.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I can't hear.
I'm just going to text her right now just to be sure that she can join us. I guess in meantime, we could have the next chairperson give their reporting. I believe Louisa is not here, but Lynn is here. Lynn, in meantime, would you be able to do that for us? Thank you.
Sure, happy to do that.
Thank you.
So thanks. And I get to report on the PTA Reflections project and program, which is looking at mainly art and art in all of its forms, from music to dance to film to literature. And our competition closed last week on Friday, and I'm excited to report that we had 39 entries this year, more than double what we had last year, which was our first year, which is pretty amazing. We had entries in 6 categories. We had 6 music compositions, 16 literature entries, everything from poetry to nonfiction, 12 visual arts entries, 3 photographic entries, and 1 film entry. And along with that, for the first time this year, we invited students to put forward their ideas for themes for future years of the PTA Reflections program. And we had 1 theme search entry as well. So I just want to thank everyone who helped get the word out to our students and to our families. And we're very thrilled to have all of these entries. So what happens next? Well, this coming week, we'll be working with judges, and we've got a panel of judges, I think we're at 9, that will help us look at these works and review all of the works online using the rubric from PTA Reflections. And they'll determine which student artwork for each of those categories I mentioned will go forward to the district level competition. And we'll announce the student winners from the academies on November 23rd on the homepage and on the PTSA board websites prior to sending on those winners to the Hunt district for competition. And they'll move on to the Hunt district by December 1st. So we'll get all of those entries on over to Hunt so they can be adjudicated virtually at the next level up. And again, thank you all for your support and for helping get the word out and supporting our students in their creative endeavors, as well as in their academic and science endeavors.
Thank you so much, Lynn. I have to say, Lynn and Louisa have done an amazing job from last year. That was our first year starting Reflection, and it turned out to be even more amazing this year. So thank you, Lynn and Louisa, for the effort and all the hard work you have put into this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Louisa makes it easy.
You both do. Thank you. I think I have on the list Shanaz. She's our SAC rep, but I don't believe Shanaz is on. I don't see her. Shanaz, are you on? If not, we could go to our staff appreciation chair, Pallavi. Pallavi, are you on? I see her name. Yes, she's here.
Hey, I'm here. Sorry, I was
No
muted.
problem, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So can you repeat it, please?
I do have you reporting. I know that Jory just couldn't get
Yeah.
into it. So
Yeah.
if you could report on staff appreciation for us.
Yeah, we try to make small goodie bags this time, and that was the proposal. Me and Sarah, also she helped me. I met her how you did it because it's my first time, but it was a overall good event. I mean, just try to make some goodie bags with the chocolates and all, and little. Actually, I find out with some of my colleague who has a small business, so they printed out a very cute. Appreciation cards, and we already got some of the thank you messages. They liked it, and I think it's just a simple gesture saying thank you and welcome back. I hope when we will be back, we will do something more nicer. Let's see, but this was the first time, and we got good feedback.
I see in the chat that they're saying one of our teachers are here, and she said that it was amazing and the goodie bags are so much appreciated. So yes, Deborah, thank you.
Thank you.
Alvi, thank you for putting the effort together. Appreciate it. I think next we have elected official reports. Since our wonderful jury president is trying her best to be back, we'll wait for her and we'll go to, I think Tarun, you reported, but if there's more additional information, I have Tarun next.
Nope, I'm good.
Thank you, Tarun, for all you have done. Such an amazing job. And then we have Vivek. Vivek, you're next.
Yeah. Can everybody
By the
hear
time
me?
jury is back,
Yeah.
we're all going to be gone.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so we have two main events going on for promotion, for fundraising. One is the SAT test that C2 is conducting. We have an amazing response to that. We have 219 about that response on the people who have signed up, which is about $4,000+ that we can make, which is a fairly significant money. And then the other idea was actually Jory's idea, which was to have this yard signs in the school. The promotion is still going on. Let people know that they can buy a sign for the students, and they can have it posted in the front yard, and it's a great thing. You can find the link on the PTSA site.
Thank you, Vivek. It's been an amazing turnout, a great job.
It's an amazing turnout.
Jory, you are back.
I'm back.
Just to give you an update, I don't know if you have any report from Shanaz, our SIAC rep. I kind of skipped that because I wasn't sure if you have an email report from her.
I don't. No.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So we can come back to you then, Jory. You can give your report.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. And Pallavi, she gave hers?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you for doing that. Yeah, the signs, actually the yard signs, the senior signs, and the yard signs for, it says Academies of Loudoun student lives here. That was actually Nell Janardhan. I will give that credit to her because those signs were big last spring. And so she was our previous treasurer, and she was like, wow, she's like, I wonder if you can do something like that. And so we went through the channels because of how the entrepreneurship group does spiritware. So anyway, so we were giving the blessing that we can sell them. So we are happy to do that. And hopefully lots of people will enjoy those. So, and thank you, Vivek, for keeping up on that because it's a busy couple weeks for you. So, okay, so back to me. We have with, so we will be having Giving Tuesday coming up, which is on December 1st. And so we figured we might as well join with other people if people are wanting to give, because anything that's given, and we will be adjusting the budget after the first of the year. We are going to give back in terms of to the staff and to the students, and be able to hopefully keep going with these student challenges and give more grants back to the staff also. So we're happy, and also for the clubs too. So we've actually, parents have been very generous, and we've already received $1,351 already, just since beginning with taking membership, and some with the practice SAT tests. But we will be having a Giving Tuesday option also. And we do have just volunteer coordinator. I didn't want to talk about this. So we do have a few spots open still, and we don't have a meeting in December. So I just want to hit on this for a little bit, is nominations committee is very important to us. And we don't have anybody for that committee yet. And it's a matter of, it's going to be helping maybe to find some people to replace some of us who will be leaving on the board for next year. But it is, you don't have to go out and necessarily go knocking on doors and all this kind of thing. But if you know of people who would be great additions to the board, and then helping with the nominations process and collecting those names and their applications, and then presenting the slate for us in April, and then we have our election in May. It's a very important board, and we don't have anybody stepped up yet for it. So if anybody here is interested, please sign up at acl.ptboard.com. And other than that, that is what I have. It's been kind of a whirlwind here, and it's going actually kind of quickly this fall. So any questions for me? How many submissions did we have, Lynn? I did miss that.
So we had 38 artistic submissions and 1 theme.
Wow.
So,
That's impressive. That's
yeah.
really impressive.
Wow, that's like 4 times almost 3.5 times last year.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That makes me, I love that program. So it's, that's great. Okay, very excited. Yep. Okay, so I guess Tarun gave his talk, right?
Yes.
Court and Vivek. Moving right along. Okay, Pramila.
I don't have much. I did put out a newsletter end of the month, which was both October and November news and information through PT Board. If you're not a member on PT Board, please go become one, because that's our one-stop shop for everything. To get information, if you want to register for events, everything is on there. We do have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Those are our 3 forms of social media that I put out information on as well. Facebook is a closed group. You have to answer 3 questions to get in. And there's a lot of discussion about everything on Facebook. I'm hoping that with Facebook, we'll get the parents, with Instagram, we'll get the students, and with Twitter, we'll get the staff. That's the plan. We do have some traction with Facebook. We have about 685 plus, I think, members on there. I think it's about 1,000 plus jury on PT Board. Am I right?
Yeah, it's 1,062. And just keep it in perspective for people, that the membership is free on PT Board. That's, like she talked about, our one-stop shop. So, but when you sign up for an account, basically on PT Board, that doesn't mean you have a PTA membership. So we have a big disconnect there, because we have 1,062 people that have accounts, and I get some of those people are no longer at the school, but we only have like 460 people who are members. So with a little bit of disconnect, I'll be sending an email, not to worry. But anyway, but that is our big mode of communication, is PT Board. So
yeah, so you can get an account on PT Board and get the information, but a membership will cost you $15 for individuals and $7 for students, $7 for staff members. And you have to be a member to participate in reflections, for example. If your child wants to put in, we have the essay contest coming up. If you have a senior student, they will be able to apply for a scholarship for $1,000 through the Virginia PTA. We have the culinary sciences, the cooking competition, that's also a PTA initiative. So to do any one of those things, you need to be a member. Same thing goes for staff. Staff wanting to avail of the $50 grant need to be a member. We have club grants. If your children are running clubs, if they're part of clubs and they incur expenses for club activities, we do have a way to reimburse club members for the expenses they incur. And again, for that, you have to be a member. So membership gets you other discounts and perks. So being a member and having an account are two different things. I would encourage everybody to get a membership as well as an account. And then we have 99 Instagram followers, mostly students. I have a few teachers there as well. And we have, just now, I started Twitter just this fall. We have 39 followers. So hopefully we'll grow that over the year. So those are our methods of getting the word out. I do retweet, I do share things that are put out by the academies on their social media. So the Academy's official accounts, I do put some of their information out. Julie does too. So you become a member of any one of our social media pages, you will hear about what's happening at the Academies as well. So yeah. That's it from me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's and for those who don't know, Pramila is also a teacher at the Academy, so she has a little bit of an in too. So it's nice to be able to kind of spread the word with what we're doing. So because surprisingly, I did hear people didn't know that we had a PTSA for like the past few years, or anyway. So we're getting the word out. Okay, any questions for Pramila? Okay, Tappy, our treasurer.
Hi, so I don't have much to talk about too. We already talked about membership. We have a good amount of money from membership. Again, if you can spread the words for membership, it's better if everyone can do the membership at least. We do have good amount of direct donation from all the parents. As of now, till Monday, which is this November 7th, I have almost 2,500 direct donation amount. And then for expenses, it's mainly fees and insurance amount and the PTA dues that we are paying as expenses. We are doing club grants. I have almost like 14 teachers applied for the club grant and did pay them all. But if everybody can let everyone know, all the teachers, especially that, we are open until December, which is not official yet. I think Jory will make it official.
Hey, hang on 1 second. Just to correct you, just 1 minute, Tappy. I think it's the teacher grant has like 14 that have applied. The club grant.
Teacher grant, sorry, not club.
That's okay. That's okay. The club grant is open until like December 18th, and the teacher grant we are keeping open until that first Monday in January, I believe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, through after the holidays. And I do want to relook at those numbers with you. We're not going to do it right now for the donation because I don't think it's that high, but we can look at that.
Okay.
Yeah. We can look at that.
That's all I have actually. If you have any questions, you can let me know.
Okay, any questions? All right, Tappy, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Is she frozen again? Okay, I think I was the last one, so I'm gonna recap it. Okay, great. I think most of the thing I want to let everyone be able to enjoy some time before bed. So the last thing is most of the thing is covered. We already talked about it. The transcripts of all the minutes are gets posted on the PT board, as everyone mentioned. You don't necessarily need to be a member to be able to have an account on PT board, and we do have a lot of other information on the PT board. I just wanted to recap that. Also, under my capacity, I also oversee a number of other things, such as nomination committee, as well as the PTA events, which are the student contests, including reflection, power play, citizenship essay, and senior scholarship. We do have a great team who is taking care of reflection, as you already received the report from Lynn and her team, Louisa. And then the two other upcoming that I just wanted to give a quick update that are coming out, and we are hoping that our students, we had a great turnout last year, and we will hope to have this year as well. One is citizenship essay. It is open now. I think Jory is joining us again. So citizenship essay is now the theme for this year is how do we stand together when we are so far apart? And the essay contest is open to the 9th to 12th graders. And they do receive 2 levels of recognition from Hunt District as well as Virginia PTA. Currently the date on I noticed the date is March 2021, but we have not received the final date from Hunt District. As soon as we receive that, Pramila is great in promoting the information out very quickly. So we will get that in the next few days. Once we have the information, we will send that out. The second one is the citizenship essay. I'm sorry, the scholarship. The scholarship is only for our seniors. And for scholarship, you need to be PTA a member. Student has to be a PTA member in order to qualify for that. There are other qualification criteria as well. And scholarship application. Again, that is also as it is. Submission deadline is March 1st of next year. However, we don't have the timeline yet, but as soon as we receive it, we will send that out, all the information out to our students so they can apply, our seniors. Besides that, I don't have any other update. Yes, or the recording of all of these will be under our YouTube channel, on the PTSA YouTube channel. Any question for us? And if you have any question about any of these contests, either please email me or Jury, and we'll be able to answer your questions. Any question for me?
No?
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, Jury, take it from here.
Yeah, that's good. I'm back. I'm trying another mode here, and then I'm cutting it for the evening. Okay, so thank you, Ferry. I appreciate that with keeping up with all of that good stuff, because there are lots of ways for our students, especially at the high school level. The students can tend to get, the PTAs tend aren't to be as involved, and so we're trying to keep everybody engaged as best we can with all of the different programs that are out there.
And I'm
so
happy that the timeline actually works out, because as soon as one finished, we just closed that reflection, the other 2 are opening up. So it gives our students opportunity, and each of them actually applies to a different area of their interest. So I think it's a great all around that our students can participate in these.
Yeah, no, it's great. And thank you for keeping up with it. So,
oh, you're really welcome.
Okay, do we have any new business? Anybody wanted to bring anything up? No? Okay. All right. So upcoming stuff. So we've got that virtual practice SAT we talked about this weekend. And then the virtual club fair the school is hosting. I know there have been emails that have come out from the school, is on Monday. And so that's their times between 3 and 4. I think there are 3 different segments, like 20 minutes each, I believe. And like Pramila said, we're giving club grants away. And so we're hoping we will start to see those pick up, because we really do want to support those programs. The yard sign banner sale ends on the November 20th, and then we will have a to be determined date to pick those up at the school. And Giving Tuesday is December 1st, and then we do not have a general session meeting in December, and we will reconvene with our meetings on January 14th, Thursday, January 14th, 2020, at 7 p.m., most likely via Zoom. So we will do that. There's nothing else. We will adjourn. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you coming out.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a
Joy.
great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perry, you can stop recording.
Yeah, hold on.